Look, I'ma say it. The Star Wars Ultrabuild sets are really good sets. I know a lot of people hate them, but I tell you what, man, you gotta look at the good ones, because this theme, when it hits hard. The pieces in these sets are great, and some of the sets, total bangers. So let's count down the top 5 best Star Wars construction sets, and list a few honorable mentions as well. And we're gonna showcase how you can use the pieces that come in these sets to build your own Bionicle characters. And with everything we've got in store today in this video, hopefully you can see why these sets rock. In the number 5 spot, we have Darth Maul. And I think this is one example where they totally nailed the look of a human character's human face. This is a Dathomirian, why did I say human? A Dathomirian Zabrak. You know what I mean. But look, the other like humanoid faces, like Luke Skywalker for example, it's just too uncanny valley. He looks creepy, it's just not quite right. That's not the case here. They perfectly matched Maul's face. Heck, they perfectly matched Maul's robes as well. Using both cloth and typical plastic pieces, they very effectively recreated the design as it looks in the movies. Plus, he's got a wonderful gear function that allows him to swipe his lightsaber. It's a brilliant play feature. Look, I love collecting action figures, and this feels close enough to the quality of an action figure. While other Ultrabuild sets, they certainly don't achieve that. But Maul does, he's a great looking figure. So what pieces in this set are good? Well look, the headpiece certainly captures the ferocity and desire for revenge that Maul has, and that's perfect. But it may not be super easy to use that on a mock as a head. You'd be like, oh look, it's Darth Maul. And if you want to use it for like Jeff Jonathan, your Hero Factory character, maybe it's not going to work, right? So use it a little differently like Joxon did here. See here when we zoom in on the face, there's actually Darth Maul's head right here. That's such a good idea to flip the head and use the spikes to form this creepy, toothy Maw design. How nice is it that you can use this piece outside the context of Darth Maul? Oh, and he also comes with these nice exclusive shoulder armor pieces. This mock here by Matt Goldberg, which features a monster from the video game Monster Hunter, it uses some of these shoulder pieces, and aren't they just the perfect inclusion to round out this nice organic limb design? That's so freaking cool. See? Helpful and good pieces. In the number 4 position, we have the beautiful Elite Praetorian Guard. I mean, look at that armor. How sick does he look? 2 awesome twin blades, sleek, beautiful designs, and an awesome red cloth piece. This dude could be walking down the catwalk in a fashion show and people would be clapping. You know, when this set came out in stores, it felt like a breath of fresh air. Every other Ultrabuild set before it was either black or white or some other dull and boring color. And hey, that's still a good thing. It's not like those colors are useless. But a nice injection of color, it was just really needed. And then the Elite Praetorian Guard struts out on the scene, and he may as well have been a frickin' sparkling disco ball. Yeah, I remember AFOLs around the world rejoicing for all these lovely red pieces. And Bionicle fans were especially excited because of the return of a classic Bionicle piece, the Hordikenek. But this time it was in red. That was a brand new color for this piece. How frickin' good. Look, I love this figure. I love their awesome fight scene in The Last Jedi, I love the colors of this set, and the memories I have of buying multiple copies of this set on clearance when I was on holiday in America, and then loving all the awesome pieces that come on this dude. It's a good time. Yeah, this set honestly means a lot to me, but let's highlight the use of all of these pieces. Jack the Mad has this awesome mock that's called Shrike, and check out how he's used the red cloth piece that comes on this set. You know, using it as a cape. Sick. And I like that he's utilized the fact that this cape splits in 3 sections. It adds a nice level of regality to this character. Is regality a word? Regalness? A flair of the regal? He is regal? You get it, he looks like a king and stuff. Then Matt Goldberg has a plague mech here that uses the shoulder pad pieces that also come in this set. You know, in this context, the interesting shape of these armor pieces, it looks like the textured skin that you would see on a bug. And that works perfectly here because this is a bug warrior. What an unexpected but beautiful use of this piece. Moving over to the number 3 spot, and oh baby, it's time for a real legendary set. This is 75532 Scout, Trooper, and Speeder Bike. I mean, we essentially get a Technic Speeder Bike set. And any Technic set that recreates something is almost always going to be a top-notch set. And I think they nailed this bike. The use of all of these brown Technic panels, the sleekness of the Speeder Bike, the shape of it. It looks incredibly accurate to the real thing. And then placing the figure on top and posing it, lots of fun. Now, this Scout Trooper is also brilliant. There's really nothing to complain about here. The set designers poured in a lot of time and effort, and they made it look really detailed and so close to the real thing. So this Scout Trooper includes some of these armor plate pieces in white. and these pieces are awesome. I actually used them on a mock that I made somewhat recently, and it's the perfect piece to add on to continue the look of that sleek sci-fi armor. And also it helps to cover up some of those 2 bar connection holes that are on every single CCBS armor piece, and it maintains a nice consistent texture across everything. Oh, and this mock also uses the shoulder armor pieces that come on this set. Great pieces. Now, I did mention those brown Technic panels from before. Here's a mock by Gord Builds that uses these pieces for a really nice looking arm design. Great idea. Alright, sliding over to the number 2 spot. This one here is in the final wave of Star Wars Ultrabuild sets. It's the Range Trooper. Ah, Solo, my beloved. And look at this beautiful figure. Range Troopers are easily the coolest looking troopers that we got in modern Star Wars. Then you have Shore Troopers though. They are easily one of the coolest troopers that we've got in modern Star Wars. But I think this set really shines in the piece department. Lots of great white CCBS shells, a cool white blaster, these sick armor add-on pieces that are used on the feet and the legs. He's great. But look at that white cloth. The best thing about this white cloth piece is that it's a little bit more furry than other cloth pieces. Perfect for those cold climates, and perfect for a mock by Mitch Builds that uses some of these cloth pieces. And come on, look at this. Using the cloth to mimic the fur texture of a polar bear? It's breathtaking and it's beautiful. Literally the perfect way to build a bionicle polar bear. And then another Mitch, this time Mitch Henry, they use the Range Trooper helmet on this mock. You know, the great thing about this helmet is it's not as iconic as, say, like Darth Vader's mask. You know, you could still use this helmet on a random non-Star Wars character like this, and people won't be confusing it for Star Wars. But you know, if this mock had Darth Vader's helmet on it, it would be hard not to associate it with Darth Vader himself. So this is a surprisingly useful helmet piece, thankfully. Alrighty, before we get to that number 1 spot, let's highlight a few honorable mentions. I'm gonna start things off with this Rey Ultrabuild set. The pieces in this set rock. Lots of incredible tan CCBS shells, a great color to get them in, but the most notable piece here, the awesome dark tan cloth element. I've seen so many people use this on a lot of really well-built mocks. Yeah, for example, Forge of Artaka reimagines the Toa Mata as Turaga, and he's given each one of them this cloth piece. And boy, is that the perfect finishing touch. Now, I'll just show you 3 of these Turaga, but there are 6 in total. Go and check the links in the description below if you want to see the rest. So I raise a glass to the Rey Ultrabuild set. It's an incredible parts pack, and one that you can actually still buy for pretty cheap. Some of the others have gone up in price, Rey, not so much. And then I'm gonna pour one out for the Ultrabuild set that never was. For ages, we had these elite images of these 2 sets, the Super Battle Droid and the 501st AT-RT set. And then we recently got HD photos of these guys in a book that LEGO somewhat recently published. And dude, I wish these actually came out. These would have been some of the best sets ever. These probably would have been in the number 1 spot, especially that AT-RT. And it's so good to see some Clone Wars representation going on here too. Thank you, LEGO. Well, thank you if you had released these. And plus, look at all the beautiful dark bluish grey CCBS armor that's on this Super Battle Droid. Oh, what could have been? They were destined for so much more, but they were robbed of that by the Jedi, by the LEGO group. Alright, the Ultrabuild Boba Fett, he's up next. Now this is a figure that looks incredible. Easily one of the best just like looking sets. The weathering detail on the armor, top notch. The printing on the legs, beautiful. This figure has it all. But look at that olive green cape. That's a nice piece. VB uses this here on a mock called The Old Guide. And look how he's posed it so it's like fluttering in the breeze. It's so striking, it's so beautiful. It kind of tells a story. This whole mock tells a story. Yeah, this piece is the perfect addition to any Bionicle mock. The Death Trooper is another great figure. They look super accurate, and Death Troopers are so cool. But I also wanted to put this here as a testament to just a lot of the Ultrabuild figures. Many of them come with a lot of really cool shin armor pieces, or they just have a nice selection of black armor parts, or armor parts that come in whatever color that set comes in. Every one of them, it's a good parts pack. But the Death Trooper probably looks the coolest when they are a finished, built set. Whitney World expertly uses these pieces to build this incredible tree. Look at how he uses those shin armor pieces to form the roots and the trunk of the tree. And if you look here, you can see that he's beautifully blended this headpiece here, the headpiece from the Death Trooper, and he's woven that into being just a part of this tree. I mean, that's just crazy, isn't it? Amazing that you can use a Star Wars helmet of all things to build a really nice tree. That's wild. And the last honorable mention, it goes to K2SO. The droids are some of the best Ultrabuild sets. They always go hard. And the LEGO group does a great job of very effectively capturing the likeness of those droids with LEGO pieces. This set actually also comes with an exclusive recolored piece. On the waist here we can see this armor cover piece in black, and it only comes in black in this set. Patrick Biggs uses it here on a mock called Weeb Wolf, and it does look great as a part of this torso design. And actually the upper leg armor here, it's using the same armor that also comes on K2SO. Yeah man, lots of good parts in this set. Alright, now it's time for that number 1 spot, the best Star Wars Ultrabuild set. It goes to, you might have guessed this, General Grievous. It really doesn't get better than this set. If you remove the armor and you see the underlying frame, you can see the true power of the character and creature building system, CCBS. The way these pieces perfectly replicate the look of the iconic character, it's sensational. The fun features of his hands linking together and splitting apart, awesome. And I mean, heck, even just getting 4 lightsabers in the one set? I mean, yeah, sure, that's to be expected. But it does feel pretty awesome to get so many of these pieces in the one set. And look, I know a lot of die-hard System A-fols who hate the Star Wars Ultrabuild sets, but they look at this General Grievous and they're like, oh, that's fantastic. I have to have it in my collection. Now let's look at a couple ways that we could use the pieces that come in this set. So you get these Ultrabuild shin armor parts in tan in General Grievous. Eira Okononen uses these to mimic the look of Caucasian skin. And when you merge this with other system pieces, it makes for the perfect leg design. Brilliant stuff. And then you get heaps of tan CCBS armor pieces. Here's a mock called Crest by Fu Min, and it uses quite a lot of these pieces. I mean, really, just from buying this set, you could easily create some kind of incredible tan Bionicle mock. There's heaps of stuff that you get to play with in the one set. It's beautiful. And tan isn't all that common of a color, especially with modern CCBS pieces. And look at how much you get here. Yeah, General Grievous rocks. He's a fine addition to your collection. So there you have it, the best Star Wars Ultrabuild sets, and the ways that you can use their pieces. So go pick up some of these sets. Be sure to check the links in the description below to see more from the builders that I featured today. Otherwise, happy building, and bye for now.